Hey guys, I was talking to my friend recently and it inspired me to make this video about internships. The story is that we're both recent college graduates. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I went to UCLA for a linguistics degree and I graduated last year. My friend Madison went to San Jose State University and graduated in 2019 with a degree in marketing and business. So obviously we've both been in the job market this year, which is quite heinous, no other way to put it. But anyway, we got on the topic of internships and we started talking about how the internship experience informed our job market experience and how we went about looking for jobs and how informative it really was in the grand scheme of things. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. I feel like the value of an internship cannot be overstated, honestly. In both my experience and Madison's experience, we had agreed that the internship was so informative in sort of determining what we wanted to do with our lives and with our careers. But at the same time, we felt like there wasn't honestly a whole lot of information given to undergraduate students about it. And that's kind of the angle that I'm coming from with this video. You know, I feel like it was sort of something that professors would mention very fleetingly, just sort of in passing, like, oh yeah, an internship here and there. But you know, they weren't really serious about helping you find these things or giving you information about these things. I feel like it's sort of one of those aspects of your education, your career, you kind of have to go figure out more for yourself. So definitely if your school has like a career center or anything like that, I would recommend taking advantage of that and seeing what is out there in terms of internship opportunities. But let me tell you why I think it's important. First and foremost, it gives you a taste of a job. Usually when you're doing an internship, it's related to your degree that you're studying for. And I think that that's really important because it can tell you whether it's something that you actually have a genuine interest in doing on a practical level daily, which is very different from studying for exams and doing assignments. Because when you're in school, it's very much like complete the schoolwork, turn it in, then you're done, move on to the next class, right? And if you don't like a class at the end of the semester or the quarter, most of the time it's done. You don't really usually have to see a whole lot of that subject matter again, at least in my experience with linguistics. That's kind of how it was. When it comes to having a job and you're doing something on a daily basis, if you find that you hate it, but you've already, been looking for a job for a long time, this is your first job out of college and there's not really a whole lot else out there, well, it's kind of in a situation where you're too late to pursue something else. I don't really want to say that you're too late to pursue something else because I think it's never too late to make a career change or reinvent yourself. But I think you could save yourself a lot of heartache by getting into an internship before you graduate and figuring out whether it's something that you actually want to do long term and make a career out of. And let's say that you do an internship and you come to realize it's just not your thing. It could help you redirect what you want to do. That doesn't necessarily mean changing your major. Maybe that just means changing the focus of your major, or maybe that just means looking at a different application of your degree than you were before. Another really important thing about having an internship is that usually they don't come to you, you have to seek them out. So it gives you experience searching for a job, which honestly, guys, I can tell you from personal experience over many years, requires a lot of patience, perseverance, and sort of resilience because it's not easy. Honestly, I don't think that anyone who graduates or is a recent graduate should ever expect to just land a job because it hardly ever happens like that. Searching for a job is very strenuous, tedious, etc. And even before, the whole pandemic situation and sort of this job crisis, if you will, that we're seeing right now, it was difficult to begin with. So you need to have these skills under your belt. You need to be ready to face rejection. I'm just going to say that completely honestly, because you will face rejection. You'll probably face more rejection than you do, positive sort of acceptance or callbacks even. There's a whole lot of automated rejection emails being sent out. Sometimes that doesn't even happen. Sometimes you just get ghosted by the companies that you apply to. So if you get a little bit of a feel for that before you graduate, I think it should, prepare you for that experience and maybe give you a little bit more of the thick skin, which you'll definitely need. 3, it gives you experience with interviews, which is something I've found out a lot of people around my age or a lot of people who are graduating college actually don't have that much experience with. Personally, I feel pretty confident in interviews. I've always felt really confident doing public speaking and stuff like that. But if you're not used to it, it can be really nerve-wracking. And even still, I get a few jitters before I go into the actual interview or on the phone call or what have you. So if you can practice doing an interview like on a professional level with recruiters who are also recruiting for like real full-time positions, it's good practice. It will help you understand what they're looking for. It will help you understand the type of questions that they're asking candidates, not just for internships, but for full-time positions. And it will honestly probably just alleviate a lot of the stress about the unknown, fear of the unknown for you. The final thing that I sort of want to bring up is that it will give you relevant work experience. And this is separate from my first point about figuring out whether you like that job or not. I'm talking about having something to put on your resume that once you do graduate, companies who are seriously seeking, real employees will look at and appreciate. If you do not have any work experience whatsoever, I'm talking not even working at like Subway or something like that, like not even working a retail job, zero, that is gonna be a serious ding on your resume. Here's why. You've never had to be accountable for showing up to something on time. And you're probably thinking, well, yeah, I've gone to school. Okay, but let's be real. No one's holding you accountable whether you show up or not to your lecture. Your teacher's not gonna be like, oh, hey, so-and-so, I realized you weren't in class today. Or hey, I saw that you were 30 minutes late today. Like, what's going on with that? That's not gonna happen. That's not enough of a voucher to prove that you have good work ethic. Also, you can easily float by in college without making a serious effort into your studies. And I'm just saying that from experience. There have definitely been times where I've passed an assignment or I've even done well enough on assignment, but I think I could have done even better if I had actually really applied myself. That's why it's important to have real work experience. Also, if you've never worked with other people in a professional capacity, that's a major problem because it's something that you're gonna have to get used to. So not only do technical skills matter, but also soft skills matter. Things like working with other people, sort of doing research, being independent, taking on an initiative to start a project, being innovative in your thinking, things like that aren't necessarily technical skills, like can you actually do the task that the job is asking you to do? That's what you can learn from a job working at Subway, a job working at a retail store, like, I don't know, Abercrombie or something like that. That is the value of having a job like that. So if you have none of that, and then on top of that, you don't have anything related to your field, not even an internship, you're going to be so far behind everyone else that you're competing against. And I'm telling you already, the competition is extremely fierce. So you guys know that I like to keep it real with you. This is just coming from my experience, my shared experience with my friend Madison, who's in a sort of similar boat than I am, and a lot of other recent college grads who probably feel very similar. I would just encourage you guys to go after internships if you can. If you don't get it on the first try, don't give up. I literally applied to over 80 internships between my junior and my senior year for the summer, and I was really freaking out. I ended up getting one call back. I went through this really long, sort of, I think 4-step application process, applying for this internship. Then I get the call back from a manager. She says, sorry, but we don't want to hire you for that role. But I actually do have another role within the same team that I think you would be a lot better fit for. So just because things don't work out the way you planned it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. A lot of times it can be a redirection. They say every rejection is just a redirection. And I think that can be true in a lot of cases. Don't give up on yourself. Just keep trying. It may not come super easily, but if it's meant to be, it will. And I think if you work hard enough and you look for something that's good and fitting, it will end up being a learning experience for you that you wouldn't have had otherwise. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Same thing with comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Recommend it to a friend who you think might benefit from the information I talked about, and I will see you next time. Bye.